Chatters, chatties, welcome home for a Great American Chat, a podcast where we chat about great American media. I'm Chad Maurice, and today we are chatting about the second half of the Great American Christmas schedule. And joining me today is Bobbi Schutte. Bobbi, welcome.
Hey, hi. How are you, Chad? How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing
Awesome.
okay.
Excited to do this with you.
Oh, good. Thank you so much for being here and agreeing to chat about these movies. Now,
You
before we
bet.
get going, I always like the new guest host to introduce themselves and tell a little bit about themselves. So, what part of the country do you live in?
Well, I'm originally from Pennsylvania, lived there for 18 years,
Oh,
moved to
you are.
California. I am. I'm originally from
Wait,
Western Pennsylvania, Steelers fan. Oh, yeah. And
Western Pennsylvania.
Western
Where?
Pennsylvania,
Pittsburgh or near Pittsburgh or what?
Johnstown.
What is
Johnstown
it?
is about 65 miles east of Pittsburgh.
East of Pittsburgh. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Originally from there, moved to Southern California when I was 18. I've lived here for 40 plus years, and I have been married for 43 years. I have three grown sons. They're all now married. I have three grandchildren so far, hoping for more. I worked for county government and retired after 30 years. My husband has a manufacturing company, makes parts for helicopters, and I help him. I watch grandkids 1 or 2 days a week, and I'm active in my church. And so that's kind of what keeps me busy.
Whoa. Okay. That was a lot of information. All right. I got to back up here. What took you from Pennsylvania to California?
You know, my whole family moved out here in 1980 because the economy was so bad in Pennsylvania. And my dad wanted to try to keep his family together. I had two older brothers, and they were both married, and I was just graduating from high school. So I'm like, sure, instead of going to Penn State and being a Nittany Lion, I'm going to go to UCLA. So
Oh,
so I actually had applied to both, got accepted to both, and ended up changing to go to UCLA. But then when I got to California, I decided I don't think I really want to do that yet. So I put that off a year, and then I ultimately went to University of Redlands in Redlands, which is in the Inland Empire,
oh, and what did you get a degree in?
in business management. Hmm.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
all
And
right.
then with a minor in accounting, and I started off doing audit work, and then ultimately became an administrator for the county, working for an elected official. It's a great job. Loved working there for 30 years, but it was time to leave. I knew it was time to leave. I retired on my 56th birthday. So
Oh, you
um,
retired young. Oh,
I
that's
did.
nice.
I did. I did. You know what? My whole mo was I want to retire on top. Like I didn't
Uh-huh,
want to be one of those retired in place people.
uh-huh.
I wanted to, go out on top, and that's what I did. And so,
Wow, that's nice. So you didn't go out to California to become rich and famous in Hollywood, huh?
not at all. No, but I mean, I did have lots of fun. I was very active with the Hardys for many years, and when calls,
Oh, okay.
and I worked with many of the people at Hallmark. Used to go to Home and Family all the time, and I worked with them and got to do a lot of Hallmark events, and that was a lot of fun. So I got to hobnob with a lot of the actors, and
Oh,
that
you've
was
been
fun.
to the Home and Family set? You were there?
Oh yeah, lots of times. Used to go
Really?
almost every week for
Really?
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Did you
yeah.
go up to that Hardee's convention in
Oh,
Vancouver that they have?
if you can believe this or not, I actually Brian and Bird and I created it. It was our idea.
Oh,
We created the Hardee's reunion, the Hardee's
oh, really?
reunion. Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes. Yes. And let me tell you, that first year was really kind of crazy. There were five of us, and we were planning a reunion out of the country. It was something.
It
I
must
mean,
have been.
at this point, I haven't gone the last couple years. I did the first five, and then I stepped down. It just was becoming too much, and I was much to the chagrin of my family. It's like I needed to. We had a lot of changes in our family and with the business and grandkids, and I really needed to make some changes. And so I stepped back from that, and but they're still going strong. And I know they
Uh-huh.
just had one just like a month or so ago.
Uh-huh.
So it's great.
Now, what do you think about When Hope Calls coming to Great American
I am
Family?
so excited about that because I absolutely loved When Hope Calls, and I love When Calls the Heart too, but I really loved the first season. So I love the more raw type of
Hmm.
movie. Like I like less of the fluff. I like real stories where people are struggling. Um, that's what speak to me, and that's why the first year of When Calls the Heart, I was like so drawn to that show, and it's
Mhm.
When Hope Calls. It's like
Mhm.
yeah, I just like that story.
Mhm.
That's the kind of
Yeah.
show I really like versus all the fluff. I like the fluff too. The fluff is good. But in terms of I'm really going to get into a drama, it's going to be somebody who's struggling.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
A lot of people like it because of it's a period piece. They like the costumes, they like the
totally.
time period. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I see we have one of those coming up that we're not going to talk about, but I heard the bells. I'm
Uh-huh.
really looking forward to that. Anytime there's a period piece, I'm on it.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
The One Hope Calls, really looking forward to that coming back.
Uh-huh. Now you mentioned your husband owns a helicopter business,
Mhm.
right? So how many
Yep.
times have you been up in a helicopter?
I have never once been up
Oh,
in a
you
hill.
never? Really?
No, 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 never once. Mm-mm. I'm sure he has. I know he has in the past, but not in the last couple years. But yeah, no, I haven't.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay.
Yeah.
And then, oh, I've got some activity in the chat. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, Marion is here. Marion, thanks for joining us. What is she saying? She's glad about When Hope
Yeah.
Calls. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's awesome, Marion.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are.
Yeah. I think the period pieces, I think what I mean, what I resonate to, and I don't know, I can't speak for others, but I like the simplicity of it because it's more
Mm-hmm.
about the people than about the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we go there, it's just I don't know, it's just richer in my book
Mm-hmm.
when it's
Mm-hmm.
about the people.
Mm-hmm. Now I know you're not new to this podcasting stuff. You used to host a podcast with your son. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes. So my I actually hosted two podcasts. The first one with my sons, and you know what's really terrible right now? You know how things just go. I can't even think of the name of it. Like, are you kidding me? But it's just not coming to me
Oh,
right
wait a
now.
minute. I think I wrote it down. Wait a
Oh,
minute.
good, because I can't even think of it right now because my mind's all over the place.
Real World Podcast?
Yes, thank you.
Was that
Real
it?
World. Yeah, it was Real World Podcast, and it was actually hosted by my middle son and myself. And our whole objective was because we initiated that during COVID 2020,
Oh.
and it was it was just a nasty time with all the
Mhm.
Black Lives Matter protests and everything, and we wanted to display how we could disagree because my son and I disagree on politically on things and so forth, but we could be agreeable with each other. We could just agree to disagree, but kind of just share our perspective. And that was really kind of
Yeah.
what our point was. And we talked about real world issues. We talked about biblical issues. And then that was middle son, and then he stopped doing it, and my youngest son joined me, and then we did it for two more seasons. And same thing, I would say we probably covered more biblical stuff than we did real world stuff, only because it was such a challenge at that time politically in
Uh-huh.
2021, 22. There was just so much going on, and we really wanted it to be a positive podcast. So, and then the following year, I created one called Our Family TV,
Mhm.
and I only did one season because my challenge with that podcast is that, and the whole intent with that was following family TV. It was after Great American Family came out, but
Mhm.
I still had positive interactions with Hallmark and
Mhm.
um, interviewed Andrew Walker, Brennan Elliott. They were wonderful and really enjoyed that. It's just the commitment to
Mhm.
like for me, October through December is very crazy busy, and that's when you need it to do the podcast,
Yeah.
right? And then all
Yeah.
the social media and everything pertaining to that. So I kind of stopped after season one.
Uh-huh.
So, but I'm glad
Yeah.
to join you today. It's fun.
So the Christmas movies started last weekend, this past
Yes.
weekend.
Hmm.
Were you able to see the first one,
I
Christmas
did.
Wreaths and Ribbons?
I did. I wasn't able to see it when it aired live. I saw it on Sunday, and it was kind of subdued. Like it wasn't like in your face. I liked it.
Uh-huh.
Um, I liked the acting. I thought that they seemed like real people.
Uh-huh.
And again, this kind of gets back to what I was saying before. I really appreciate more simpler and more real to life
Mm-hmm.
versus every time you turn around, the actor's either a writer or you know an
Uh-huh.
author.
Right.
I really like the originality of
Right.
of that, and that was I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought that was good.
Mm-hmm. And a
Mhm.
lot of these movies, the leads look like glamorous movie stars who just walked out of a magazine. So it's
Right.
nice to see people who look like your average
Yeah.
person, in a
And I
movie.
and I felt that with this first movie of the year,
Hmm.
okay, easy for me to say, Christmas wreaths and ribbons. Um, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I thought it was kind of like a little laid back, but I liked
Hmm.
that about it
Hmm.
because it was
All
something
right.
that I could just sit and watch. When it comes to the real Christmassy movies, I like those closer to Christmas, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So so the more laid back
Yeah.
ones are great right now.
Yes, but
Mhm.
yeah, in October, you don't want to see a bunch of Christmas decorations, you want
Totally.
it to be kind of subtle.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
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 agreed. Agreed.
yeah.
Mhm.
So let me explain the process here. We're going to go through the remaining 9 movies in the schedule here. We'll say who stars in them, when they air, and read the summary, and then we'll kind of give our opinion and take a guess at whether we think the movie is going to be good or bad.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
I like it.
So we're going to start with one that was originally in the last half of the schedule, but then at the last minute they changed the name of the movie and they moved it to the first half of the schedule. And since I didn't cover it in the first Christmas preview episode, we're going to cover it now. It's called A Christmas Quilt. It was originally titled The Fabric of Christmas. So this one is going to premiere on Sunday, November 17th. It stars let me see if I can pronounce this right. Farrell Young and Harmon Walsh. And Harmon he's in 2 movies this year. He's in this one and he's also in Christmas by Candlelight, which premieres in the first part of the schedule. This movie is directed by Don McBrearty, who directed Jingle Bell Princess, which was a good one, and Christmas on Windmill Way. And also, he directed A Cinderella Christmas Ball, which one we're going to chat about next after this one. So the synopsis says a firefighter and a quilting teacher are drawn together to make the perfect quilt for Liam's sister's Christmas wedding. After a rocky start, the pair is forced to put differences aside and decide what is most important this Christmas. And I actually have a trailer for this one. Let me see if I can find it here.
Okay.
Come on, let's.
This fellowship could change everything for you, Ames.
What happens now that you're finalist?
I have to submit an art piece to the judging panel, and then I guess they choose a winner.
Can one of you tell me where I can find a Amy Walker?
That's me.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
I actually need to make a Christmas-themed quilt in time for my sister's wedding. Part of my family's tradition is that the mother makes a Christmas quilt and gives it as a wedding gift to the new couple.
Lauren wouldn't be expecting that. I mean, with your folks being gone and everything.
Do you want to make a quilt like this?
As well as being committed to making sister happy, your fireman is also ridiculously hot. He is not my fireman. He is my student.
Cool. I will help with the repairs, and I will figure out a way to raise funds.
Fireman calendar.
A craft auction, you say?
That could also work.
Do I hear 400?
$4,000. I was sitting by the fire, and it hit me. I don't want to let this moment pass and lose you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I mean, I see that when I look at the description of the movie,
Uh-huh.
she's basically trying to find her family. Like her birth mother passed away when she was young, and so she's trying to find her family. And so I like that because it's. I can just imagine if it were me, I'd want to know who my biological family was. If I had the opportunity to try to find them, I would.
Wait, which movie are you looking at?
I'm I'm looking at the wrong one. And let me just say, forgive.
This one's about making quilts.
I had already switched it over to mine, and I'm reading this, and I'm like, oh, Bobby, what can I say? Yeah. So, of course, there's always these situations where people are like forced to work together, right?
Mhm.
It sounds like and they're going to have a rocky start. They're
Right.
predictable. We kind of know what's going to happen in the end, but
Mhm.
looking at the clip, I really think watching the movie clips are very helpful
Uh-huh.
to kind of glean insight into what you anticipate the movie is going to be like.
Uh-huh.
And it seems good. I can't recall any movies. I'm thinking about Christmas movies when I was looking at this one before. Um, I don't recall any movies about material or a quilt,
Uh-huh.
so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, this is movie. She's teaching him how to make a quilt for his sister's wedding. That's the whole
Mhm.
story of this movie. Have you
Yeah.
ever made a quilt?
I have never made a quilt. I do crafts. I can sew, although I'm not very good at it. But I've never done a quilt. I've certainly,
Okay.
I think it's because I have seen what other people can do, and I really think I'd rather buy it. I think some people just do such amazing work, and I don't think I'd particularly be good at it because, excuse me, I don't think I'd have the patience that. I mean, it takes like hundreds of hours
Uh-huh.
to do a quilt.
Uh-huh.
I I don't think I could spend that amount of time on a thing. I think, yeah. Now, for something special like this, it, would be different, but yeah,
Mhm.
I couldn't see myself doing it. How about
Mhm.
you?
By the way, I've never made anything. By the way, I like your autumn decorations they have
Oh,
behind you.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's a nice setup.
Thank
So I
you.
have no idea who these two actors are. I've never seen them in
You
anything, I
know
don't
what?
believe.
I've seen Harmon Walsh, but
Have you?
I've seen him, but I only in like clips. I've never like actually watched him
Mhm.
in the show. I know he played on Gossip Girl.
Oh, did he?
He
Oh,
did.
okay.
He played on Gossip Girl and something called Saving Hope, but I'm really not familiar with either
Oh,
one of
Saving
those.
Hope, that was a medical drama.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
The story of this one doesn't really sound too exciting to me, to be honest.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not.
I can understand that, but at the same time, because they haven't done anything like this that I'm
Yeah,
not aware of any. You never know.
yeah,
Things
we'll see how it goes. So if we're
first.
gonna rate this from 0 to 5 quilts, how many quilts you gonna give this one?
I'm gonna give it 3 quilts.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I'm not as high as you. I think I'm just gonna go 2 quilts on this one.
It could be a sleeper.
It could be. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, up next,
All right.
we got a big one here. I'll let you
We
do this one.
we've got a big one here, but I have to admit, like, I don't have the director information. I went
Oh,
to
that's fine.
okay.
No, I don't have it either. I have this one. I have this one in my notes that it was co-written by Danica McKellar.
Okay, very
Yeah, so
cool.
she was one of the writers.
Well, you know what? I mean, seriously, Danica is one of my favorites. Like, I think she really can play this type of role very well. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, she's in one of my favorite Christmas movies, and
Oh,
as a
which
result,
one's that? Which one's that?
Crown for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Where she's the
I
nanny.
Yes,
Yeah, I
I
think that's
absolutely
her best movie. I think her
I
best Christmas movie.
adore
Anyway.
that
Yeah,
movie and have watched it so many times.
yeah,
So I love that. But this
yeah.
one's intriguing.
The chemistry she has with the little girl in that movie is really good.
You know what?
Yeah.
And that's really I think a key. You expect the adults to act good, but sometimes the kid actors really just aren't that
Hmm.
convincing. And I think the little girl in there did great. And I
Yeah.
think they matched her well with her father, the
Hmm.
and so yeah, good movie.
Yeah,
Very good movie.
American media needs to acquire the rights to that movie so they can show it.
Right? I would love that. I would
Uh-huh.
absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So let me read to you what
Okay.
Cinderella Christmas Ball is about. Okay, so in this movie, Chelsea Jones, who is Danica McKellar's role, is a dance instructor and a studio owner in Chicago who inspires kids to find themselves through dance. So just before Christmas, she discovers a photo she's never seen before. She thinks the young woman is her birth mother who passed away when she was only 5 years old. The woman in a wedding dress, she's seen in a wedding dress, hugging on the hand of a man wearing a wedding ring, but that's not all that can be seen of the man Chelsea believes may be her father. The photo's handwritten inscription reads, "Our place, Havenshire, December 23rd, 1984. So then she basically starts with the internet, a plane ticket, and a lifelong determination to go. Chelsea now has 4 days in Havenshire to solve the mystery of her birth family. So along the way, she has to sneak into a castle, teach a stubborn prince how to dance, and be in just the right place on Christmas Eve when the bells toll. Like, what is there not to love about this movie? Like,
Yeah.
truly, I mean, it just sounds amazing. And then it stars also Oliver Rice,
Mm-hmm.
who I knew from Chesapeake Shores, because I did watch Chesapeake
Oh,
Shores.
was he on that show?
He was on that
Oh.
show, and he was the love interest of the middle daughter, which is it Bree?
Who? Yeah, I
It's
forget
been a
the
few
names.
years, so
I
I don't
forget the names of the
remember
characters.
which the
Okay.
middle daughter. Yeah, yeah, and
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Wait a minute. I do have a trailer for this one. Let's
Okay.
see.
So you dream about as a kid, living in a castle. They're magical.
With Oliver Rice.
I have no interest in learning that dance.
But I was hired to teach you that dance.
Indeed.
Come on!
Did you just push the Prince of Havenshire?
Only because he deserved it.
A Cinderella Christmas Ball.
You will find what you're looking for.
Just one of the many new movies.
So it sounds like she's looking for her family and teaches this
Yes.
guy how to dance, apparently.
Yes, this is what I mistakenly started sharing after the first
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that aspect of it because it
Mhm.
brings, it's not just a Christmas movie. Like there's more going on behind the scenes. Like she really went
Yeah.
there to try
Yeah.
to find her birth family.
Yeah.
And of course we got to know that ultimately everything's going to be great at the end of the movie, but we don't really know how it will
Mhm.
end up. Whether she'll find anybody or not, but it looks amazing. I think, and her Danica and dancing. I mean, she's very talented in dancing.
Yeah.
She's done a number of these movies. I know she did Swing Into Romance. She did.
Mhm.
I'm not going to come up with anything else in my head right now, but I mean, for Great American Family, and then like last year. She did a Royal Date for Christmas, and then before
Oh,
that,
that was the name of that movie. Yeah, that was another royal movie.
that
Yeah.
was another royal movie, although it was kind of
Mhm.
a little different. Like to me,
Mhm.
this seems more like a Cinderella. I mean, that's of course the name of it, a Cinderella
Mhm.
Christmas Ball. So it
Mhm.
seems more royal than the last year, A Royal Day for Christmas. I think that was
Mhm.
really. I think that was different. I don't
Mhm.
think that was the same in my book. In the clip, in anticipating what we're going to see, I think it's going to be more. I don't know, royal. I don't know what
Mhm.
other term to
Mhm.
use, but
Mhm. An
um,
interesting thing about this movie, they actually were supposed to release this movie last year for the Christmas schedule last year, but they were delayed in filming. I think it was because they were still trying to learn the dance moves.
oh wow,
So they
I
couldn't
didn't.
so they couldn't get it all filmed in time to release it last year, so they held it off for this year.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
they've been working on this movie for over a year and a half or something like that.
for a
So I
long
think that,
time.
and I do like the story about her trying to find her family or her birth parents or something. So I
Absolutely.
think it's gonna be a good one. I think this will be one of the standout ones, I
I,
think.
I agree. I think so
Yeah.
too. And it's going to air on Friday, November 29th. So I believe that's the day after Thanksgiving.
That's Black Friday, yeah.
Yeah, Black Friday. Right.
Yeah,
Well, everybody's going to be done shopping by the time
that's
it airs.
right.
We're all good. We're all good.
That's right. They should have that's a big weekend for
That
TV
is
watching. So, yeah, it
totally.
should get some viewership. So, let's see. Out of how many Christmas balls you going to give this one?
I'm giving it a 5.
You're giving it a
I'm
5.
giving it a 5.
Yeah, I was thinking about giving it. I'm debating between 4 and a 5.
Mm.
Boy, I don't know. 4 and a 5. All right, I'm gonna go 4.5. I'll go in
Okay.
between.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm gonna change my rating here.
I'm putting my hopes in you, Danica. Oliver Rice. We're hoping. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a big score.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Home Sweet Christmas. This one's going to premiere on Sunday, December 1st. It stars Candace Cameron Bure and Cameron Matheson. It's directed by Paula Ellie, I think is the way you pronounce her name. She directed the movie Just in Time, the Easter movie last
Mm.
spring,
Ooh, that
and
was good.
also B&B Mary, a Christmas movie with Jen Lilly and Jesse Hutch a couple years ago.
Mm.
It was co-written by Robin Dunn, who was in the
Mhm.
Ainsley McGregor Mysteries, A Case for the
Mhm.
Winemaker. He
Mhm.
played Candace's brother in that movie.
Mhm.
So the synopsis says Sophie, a successful mergers and acquisitions attorney, is called home to Waynesbridge, Washington, following her great uncle's passing. Uncle Henry left Sophie 60% ownership in his Marlowe Maple Meadows, a sprawling patch of sugar maple forest. Though Sophie hasn't been on the property in decades, she immediately begins retracing the happy steps of her youth before encountering Sam, her long lost childhood friend. Sam has returned to the farm after learning Henry left him the other 40% of the property. So they're going to share this ownership. The legacy property means a quick sale is likely, though Sophie and Sam will discover neither of them is ready to let go just yet. All right. Unfortunately, I don't have a trailer for this one. So, all right. So, what do we got here? We got two people inheriting property.
Mhm.
Let's see.
She's got 60. He's got 40. So
Yeah.
she's got majority. So then she gets to kind of call the shots there.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And I've seen movies like this before where two people
totally.
inherit property. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like it's predictable in
Uh-huh.
that how it's going to end up. They're going to come to a resolution
Mm-hmm.
to somehow keep the property.
Oh, you know, in the end, they're going to keep it. They're not going to sell it. You know
Right. Totally.
that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
And she sounds like mergers and acquisitions. She probably sounds like she's the big woman of
Yeah.
business coming
She
back to
sounds
her
like a
small
corporate
town.
lady,
Yeah, the corporate lady coming back to her small town. And I'm
which
guessing she's going to decide to stay in town and not go back to the big city probably.
and that is kind of we're going to talk a little bit about another movie that Candace
Uh-huh.
is in where she's in a similar role.
Yeah. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Right? So
Yeah.
it sounds a little similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, what I look forward to in movies like this is like the scenery, the background,
Mm-hmm.
whenever they're dealing with property, usually that's one thing I really love to see in the Christmas movies. Living in Southern California, growing up in Pennsylvania, I got to have a winter wonderland,
Mm-hmm.
and don't really get that so much in Southern California. So I really do love when we get to see lots of snow and just the beautiful mountain scenery and so forth like that. And
Mm-hmm.
so it sounds to me like we'll probably see that on here
Mm-hmm.
just
That's
because of
true.
where it takes place. And so I'm looking
Mm-hmm.
forward to that. I do really enjoy the scenery in movies. So
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah, so do I. Yeah.
mhm, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm an outdoors person, so I really
Mm-hmm.
appreciate that. Yeah,
Yeah, the story sounds a little predictable
it does.
and
I agree.
not too intriguing, but I think these two will be good together.
Yeah, yeah, I
And
think that's
yeah,
the key. It's like they're
yeah,
solid, they're
yeah.
always solid, so,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know, I probably wouldn't rate this as high as the last one simply
yeah.
because of the predictability and
Right.
kind of again, we haven't seen the whole thing, so maybe they'll take
Mm-hmm.
some twists and turns, but it sounds a little predictable,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna love it anyway.
How many sugar maple forests are you going to give this one?
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Oh, you're going 4.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go 4
Okay.
just because of the star power.
Okay. I think I'm just going to go 3 in this one, I
Okay.
think.
So
Yeah.
you're a tough breeder. I mean, there are times when that has been the case for me, but
Hmm.
when it comes to Christmas movies, there's not too many I don't enjoy
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
I really just try to enjoy it,
yeah,
for what it's
yeah.
worth. And so again, I'm looking at the star power here and
Uh-huh.
the
Yeah.
scenery and
Hmm.
the fact, I was a corporate person. Even I worked for county government, but I was in an executive role for many years, and so um, I understand that role very well, and I understand how just like Ecclesiastes tells us, there's a time for everything. And
Hmm.
so uh, I can see how somebody gets in this position where you come in one way and you're left changed by an event, either
Hmm.
a person or a situation. And so I'm kind of
Hmm.
anticipating that here, and so I think that'll be good, and they'll do a great job.
Yeah, she has another new movie in the schedule earlier.
Yes,
What's it? I forget the name of it now. Something about traveled home,
yes, the
traveled for
Christmas Less
a
Traveled.
Christmas Less Traveled. I'm looking more forward to that movie than this movie. I think
I
that
have
movie's
to
going to be
admit, I
good.
am too, and
Yeah.
another reason why on that one is that I really like Eric Johnson, and I haven't seen him play in anything for a while.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I know he played in that Christmas tree movie, and I can't remember. Oh,
Oh,
her last name is
oh,
Cole.
fur had the word fur in it. Fur crazy,
Yes,
something like
yes,
that.
so
Yeah,
crazy. Yes,
yeah,
yeah. I
yep.
really no, it wasn't Cole. I
And
can't remember.
he was in one of the Mrs. Miracle movies too. The
Yes, he was
the
he
second
was
one.
the son of the toy store
Yeah,
owner.
the department store owner. He played
Yes,
the
and
son.
you know what?
Yeah.
I love those movies too. So if
Uh-huh.
Great American Family can bring them all over, I know that they have aired. Maybe
Yeah,
they have aired them
they
both.
aired those last year.
I
Yeah,
think
those.
they aired
Yeah,
them
they
both.
did.
So hopefully we'll get to see them again this year. They're like
Yeah.
those movies that you can watch over and over again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so next
And
up we have Once Upon a Christmas Wish. Oh, this one's you're reading this one, right? Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to read this one,
Okay.
and so this is Once Upon a Christmas Wish, and it's going to air on Saturday, December 7th, my husband's birthday.
Oh.
Um, and in it is Mario and Courtney Lopez, and I absolutely love the fact that we have two couples that are doing movies together on Great American Family, two married
Mm-hmm.
couples. We
Mm-hmm.
have Mario and Courtney, and then of course we have the Pain of Vegas, and
Mm-hmm.
I really love that. And so this let me tell you a little bit about this movie.
All right.
In this movie, Mayor Brian Ortega, who is Mario Lopez, is beloved in the idyllic community of Long Grove. While decorating for Christmas with the residents, Brian discovers his childhood Christmas wish list, which magically begins to come true, reminding Brian about the spirit and joy of the holiday. Returning to town for Christmas is Brian's childhood friend, Nina Myers, who is played by his wife, Courtney. And soon a connection becomes undeniable as she helps Brian face a new challenge for the town. As Brian's wishes come true, he inspires the town to showcase its warm culture and values in order to stop the modern world from stifling the charm and heart of Long Grove. So
All
there you have
right.
it.
And
Yeah.
then a little more
Their son plays
information.
in it too. Yeah, I'm
What's
sorry.
that?
I had that. Their son plays in it too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And a little more information. It's directed by Brian Herslinger, who
Okay.
directed Mr. Manhattan, and
Oh, I love
also
that movie.
yeah,
I thought
that's a
it was
good
a
movie.
really well done movie.
He's also directed Get Him Back for Christmas, which is the Pana Vegas movie that's coming
Okay.
up later.
Okay.
And yeah, so there's a little information on who directed this.
Oh, that's cool. So he's worked with, I mean, all three of these movies are the married couples. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's very cool. And then I was watching the Facebook Live with Cameron Matheson last
Uh-huh.
week,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they had them on, and they interviewed them. I should say they did a like a Facebook Live, whatever. And their son plays Joey DeLuca, who's the school journalist. So he doesn't play their child.
Oh, he
In
doesn't?
he does not.
Oh.
He does not play their child. But he plays the school journalist. So um, it was fun just getting to know them a little bit and to, to talk to to their son. And I apologize. I don't know his actual name. I just know his character name is Joey DeLuca.
Yeah.
But anyway, I am looking forward to this simply because it's been a long time since I've seen Mario act in anything. I've never seen Courtney. I guess she's a Broadway person.
Yeah,
So
is she? Yeah, I'm not familiar with her.
yeah, I'm not either, but apparently she has a Broadway background.
Okay.
And I guess she's got a beautiful singing voice. That was one of the things that Cameron had pointed out, and that she sings in
Oh.
this movie. And and I know she sings Silent Night because the clip that they played was her singing Silent Night. And
Yeah,
so
she
I'm looking
was
forward to
trimming
it.
the tree and singing Silent Night,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. So I'm looking forward to it simply because I haven't seen Mario in a while.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of am intrigued by a husband and wife. Like I work with my husband, and challenges where you're together at home and then you're together working. Although I'm only working part time with him, so I'm not there like every day. But it would be interesting for people that are friends with Mario and Courtney, as they know them personally, and then they watch them in a movie. And the same question or issue for the Pena Vegas, like, how are they different? Like, I find that intriguing. So yeah. And one other thing that Courtney shared in the Facebook Live was that her real grandma, her name is in the movie. So the grandma in the movie was named after her grandma. So that's cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's
All
cool.
right.
I mean, a way to just, remember and play homage to that, to your family. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. This movie I think it's gonna have Christmas magic in it. And I like movies that have Christmas magic in them.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna get a Santa Claus in this movie. You can see in the picture there's a Santa Claus flying right above the
Ooh,
moon
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, I was just going to say one more
what?
thing. When
What?
it said that he notices that his Christmas wish list magically begins to come true, I don't know why in my head I was thinking of A Christmas Carol, kind of like, and I know this isn't, a play on A Christmas Carol, but like that had that kind of feel to it. And that can be really, really good. That can be really, really good because we love to be, when we watch a movie, at least when I watch a movie, I shouldn't speak for others, but when I watch a movie, I want to be taken away. Or when I watch a show, like I want to escape to that place. And so I think when you have magic, it helps to do that. It really kind of takes you versus, when I talked before about loving movies that are simpler, it's not that I want to dwell in people that are having difficulties, but it's that community aspect where communities come together and help them. And that to me is so inspirational. So I'm uplifted when I watch those movies. But these kinds of movies that are magical, I think just like really help us to get in the spirit of Christmas.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Magic of Christmas, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So how many Christmas wishes you think this
I'm
one's
going to
gonna
give
be?
this one a 4 as well.
You're gonna give it a 4.
I'm giving it
Okay.
a 4 because I'm hopeful because of the magic and just the married couple working together. I really want to see that. And so, and your son is in it, and I'm encouraged by that. And so I'm going to give it a 4.
All right. I think I'm gonna go just a tad lower. I think I'm gonna go 3.5 on this
Okay. I
one.
was teetering on that. Truly, I
Yeah.
was kind of, between 3.5 and 4. So, why not round up?
That's true. That's
Why
true.
not? Come on. We learned that in school, right? And it's been a long time since I've been to school.
All right. So yeah, I am looking forward to the magic in that one. Now we've got one, an oldie but a goodie here from 2013 that they acquired the rights to. Let It Snow. It's going to premiere on Sunday, December 8th. Stars Candace Cameron Bure, Jesse Hutch, and Alan Thicke. An executive evaluates her company's property and begins to draw up plans for transforming the rustic old lodge into a hot tourist attraction. So in this one, we've got the big bad woman of business comes to town to tear down a quaint lodge, and Jesse's character doesn't want his family to sell it to her. He wants to actually take it over from his parents. And so I know we've both seen this because this movie's an old one. And I have to tell the story of this movie. Okay, so I met Jesse Hutch back in 2022 at Christmas Con.
Okay.
And when I met him, I said, "Oh, hey, now that you and Candace are both doing movies for the network, you can do a sequel to Let It Snow." And he said, "Oh no, that'll never happen because Hallmark owns the rights to that movie. So that's out of the question." But now the Great American Family purchased the rights. It's actually on the table now. I could do it.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I would love that because this is another one of my favorites. Remember, I said I loved Crown for Christmas. I really loved Let It Snow as well.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that I can just watch over and over again. If it's on, I'm going to have it on in the background, even if I'm busy doing something else.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to then, when I know certain scenes are going to come up, I'm going to walk in and watch, and then I'm going to leave and go do what I'm doing, continue with what I'm doing. And so, I really, again, the scenery in this one is great.
Yeah.
I think the very Christmassy stuff is fun. Some of the things that they do in this, I've never heard of.
Yeah.
With the shoes and all that. And
they put candy in her shoes.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes,
yep.
they do. But I really did enjoy this
and
one.
I think this is the one. Don't they go ice fishing? He's in this little shack.
Yes. They do go ice fishing. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I just really like Jesse Hutch as well. I mean, I've actually met both of them. I met Candace at a Hallmark event, and I actually met Jesse Hutch. He was at the very first Hardy's Family Reunion.
Oh, he was? Oh,
he was. And he wasn't on the show, but he knew Brian Bird, and he was actually at the Hardy's Family Reunion, so I met him there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've both seen this. This is a 5 snowball movie to me. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. 5. There's 5.
I like this one. I like this one.
Absolutely.
So it's fun to see it on the schedule.
I agree. And a sequel will be wonderful. We're putting it forward, Mr. Abbott.
Okay, you're up next on this one.
Yes. So the next one I'm excited about too. I think this is also star power, and it actually has Jesse Hutch again.
Yeah. He's got back-to-back weekends.
He has back-to-back weekends, and he is going to be with Jill Wagner, who, again, she's done lots of movies for Great American Family, Hallmark, and she's been doing this for a while. I know she's on this other show now, I think Lioness. I watched it. But, let me just tell you a little bit about this movie. But this also stars, besides Jill Wagner and Jesse Hutch, it stars Lauren Holly and Bruce Boxleitner, which they're great as well. I mean, I've watched them in previous Christmas movies and just other shows and so forth. And this movie premieres Saturday, December 14th. In this movie, Erin, who is Jill Wagner's role, joins her dad, who is played by Bruce Boxleitner, for a Christmas in the family's former hometown of Aurora on a mission that is part business, selling the family home, and a major bucket list item for Erin to see the Aurora Borealis lights up in the northern sky. So the realtor, who's played by Lauren Holly, and family friend and local tour guide, played by, his name is Trevor, his character's name is Trevor, who's played by Jesse Hutch, create a Christmas inspired at every turn by faith, love, and hope, so much that Christmas bells hung over decades in a forest grove ring an unbroken song, a harbinger of miracles to come. Ooh, miracles. Okay.
Oh, miracles. Yeah, I like Christmas movies that have miracls in them for sure.
Totally.
All right, let's take a look at this one.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Trevor Crane, at your service.
Coming to Great American Christmas 2024. Sleigh bells and sugar plums.
If only you had your very own personal guide.
Anybody I can call?
Jill Wagner and Jesse Hutch star in one of the many new quality originals.
Do you do this for all your clients? The reindeer, the bells.
Bells are just for you.
Coming to great.
Oh, so we're going to get reindeer in this one.
We're going to get reindeer in this one.
Yeah, so this is one, they had a couple name changes on this one. It was originally titled Aurora Christmas, then they changed it to Sleigh Bells and Sugar Plums. Now it's Christmas Under the Northern Lights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one was, let's see, this one's directed by Ernie Barbarash, who directed Jingle Bell Jubilee, which was on last year's schedule, and I'm Glad It's Christmas, the one with Paul Green and Jessica Lowndes.
Yes, yes.
It was written by, I can't pronounce his name, Amid Catarali, something like that. He wrote A Kind-Hearted Christmas, which is one that I really like.
I really like that too. Very sweet.
Yeah, and he wrote A Lot Like Christmas too.
Oh, okay. I like that one too.
Yeah, I like that one too. Yeah, that's with
Russell and
Christopher Russell and Maggie Lawson, right?
Maggie Lawson, yes.
Yeah. So what do you think about this one?
Well, I really liked both of their movies last year. I mean, I've liked a lot of the movies that they've made, but I think one of the best movies on JF last year was Bringing Christmas Home, and so that was so good. And Jill always does such a good job. A Christmas Miracle for Daisy, which was done 2 years before that, and then she did A Merry Christmas Wish with Cameron Matheson in between those years, 2022. And then, of course, Jesse Hutch was in A Christmas Blessing last year with Lori Loughlin.
I love that movie.
Again, another one of my favorites. And his character, Otto, I loved that character. And I am hoping they do sequels for that as well. If nothing else, to bring Otto back to take you to various places.
Yeah, I was hoping there'd be a movie on this year's schedule where Otto was in the movie helping out people again.
Yes, me too. Me too. So maybe next year. Maybe next year we can see Otto, because clearly Jesse was busy this year.
I asked him about that last year at Christmas Con, and he said that there's talk about bringing Otto back for another movie.
Nice. That would be great. I know that just on social media and everything, I've seen a lot of comments about that. I mean, his character, most people really enjoyed his character. I mean, the whole movie was good, but his character, it was really kind of a unique kind of a role. And I really enjoyed it. But with respect to Christmas Under the Northern Lights, it's funny that we're doing this movie this year, that even just a couple days ago, the Aurora Borealis lights have been shown in various parts of the country. And it's like one thing that I've never been able to see. So one day, my husband and I said, okay, we're doing the Alaska thing, so we can see that.
you can't see them in California?
Well, we weren't able to where we are in Southern California. So I think maybe up more north, could see them, but not here.
Some nearby where I live, I'm in upstate New York. Some people, it was on the news, they went up into the hills and they were able to see them.
Yeah, because you need to be in a place where you don't see the light,
Right.
So we have a place down here in Southern California. Probably if I would have went there, it's called Palomar Observatory, and it's very dark, and that's why they have the big observatory there. And so you can see a lot there. So perhaps there could have done that. But in any regard, I again, this looks really good. Again, scenery. We talked about scenery.
Yeah.
And just again, star power between Jill Wagner and Jesse Hutch, Lauren Holly, and Bruce Boxleitner. So this is going to be high for me again. As high as we can go.
Yeah, at first when I heard Jesse and Jill together, there wasn't a pairing that I would have thought of right away. I thought, wait, that's unique, but I think they'll be good together. Yeah.
You know what? Same in my mind, and I don't know why, but I was thinking, isn't he a lot younger? But no, I have like these visions.
I don't know if he's younger.
I'm not sure either. I don't know, but my first thought was that. But it's like I don't.
He might be. He might be.
I don't know. I don't know that.
I think Jill's probably in her 40s, I would guess.
Yeah, I would think. I would think they're probably both in their early 40s.
He might be,
He might
yeah, I
be a
don't know. He
little,
might be late.
little
He
older.
might be late 30s, maybe. I don't know. I'm not
I don't
sure.
know. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm just gonna have to look that up.
But
But
yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think this is going to be a
I
good
am
one.
too. I am
Yeah.
too. I am.
And Lauren
Yes.
Holly, she was in an old Hallmark
Yes.
that I really
Yes.
like that they never show anymore called Santa
Yes.
Jr.
Oh, Santa Jr.
You know that one, Santa Jr.?
I remember the one with her and her family where they were driving to like Denver or something, and they were
Oh yeah, yeah.
walking
Yeah,
down.
something about a Christmas pageant or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
there was
there's
something
some.
about a Christmas
Yeah,
pageant.
yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, I remember that one.
That's the one that I can really think of that I saw a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So, how many Aurora Borealises?
I gotta tell you, I'm giving it a 5.
Yeah,
I have high expectations.
yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
I'm giving this one a 5.
yeah,
Yeah, yep.
definitely.
I think this is going to be one of the better ones.
I think so too.
All right, now we're going to Scotland on this one. Christmas in Scotland premieres Sunday, December 15th. It stars Jill Winternitz, which is a great last name for a Christmas movie. He's got the word winter right in her name. And Dominic Waters, I think is the way you pronounce his last name. It says a New York installation designer helps a small Scottish community create a dazzling light display to win Best Christmas Village Festival. Okay, so we're going to get a light display in this one. The designer is forced to work with a wealthy heir who doesn't like Christmas. So we got a Scrooge character.
Uh-oh.
Though feelings may change if the pair succeeds in creating joy for the community. So yeah, like I said, we got a Christmas festival going on in this one. We got a light display. We got a Scrooge character. The guy, I guess, is going to be a Scrooge.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know either of the leads in this one. Oh wait, I do have a trailer. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Let's see. Here it is.
17 Great American Christmas Originals.
An early Christmas gift.
I've always wanted to visit Scotland.
Starring Jill Winternitz.
I design and install Christmas lights.
LED candles and twinkling lights.
I know how much joy they bring.
And Dominic Waters.
I'm sorry I called you an outsider. Since we met, my life's changed, all for the better.
Mine too.
Christmas in Scotland. Premieres Sunday, December 15th.
Okay. Okay. What do you think about this one?
Well, I am unfamiliar with both characters, both
Yeah.
of the actors. I don't know either one. Haven't seen either one in anything. I like his Scottish accent. I assume I don't know if that's a fake accent or real accent, but it sounds good to me.
Uh-huh.
Like as I like period pieces, I love the accents. So,
Uh-huh.
so you know, this one's probably I'm not as excited about.
Yeah.
Simply,
Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea of going to a different country, and I'm thinking it's going to be very Christmassy.
Mm-hmm.
So, so this one airs on December 15th. So we're getting closer to Christmas, so it's all good then, right?
Mm-hmm.
By then we're
Mhm.
ready. We're ready to see the.
Yeah, and I'm hoping for some good Scottish scenery in this one.
Me too. I'm hoping for some
Yeah.
good Scottish scenery, and I know that my friends have just gone to Europe over the holidays. It's like incredible, just
Yeah.
incredible pictures that they come back. Pardon me with. So yeah, and the fact that she is she designs and installs Christmas lights. I'm
Mhm.
hoping we see a nice display.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true. But yeah, like you, I don't know, not as crazy as this one about this
yeah.
one as the other ones. But like I said, I like that this was actually filmed in Scotland. So that I
Oh,
think
it
that's
was.
really cool.
Okay, well
Yeah.
then we should see a lot of good
So
scenery. Okay,
yeah,
so
so
because of that, I'm gonna actually increase my score by a half.
yeah, so did I because yeah.
Mhm.
How many kilts you giving this one?
I'm giving this one 3.5.
Oh, you're going 3.5.
I'm
Okay.
going 3.5. I
Oh,
can't see myself going below 3. I just don't.
okay.
I
I
just
was
don't.
originally going to give this one 2 kilts because I
Okay.
wasn't real crazy about it, but I'm actually going up to 2.5
Okay.
because it was filmed in Scotland and I'm
Okay.
hoping for some good Scottish scenery.
Okay. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
It might be a little high, but grace, right? It's all about grace.
That's right. You're hopeful.
Right. Right.
All right, now I'm looking forward to this one. You can read this one.
Okay, so this one is the other married couple that we're going to watch on December 21st, and this movie is Get Him Back for Christmas, and it is with Alexa and Carlos Pena Vega. And so in this movie, up and coming singer-songwriter Bella, who is played by Alexa, comes home for Christmas and enlists her high school songwriting partner, Jack Grayton, Carlos, to craft a song to win back her rock star boyfriend by Christmas. As the two reunite for the first time in a decade, they embark on a Christmas journey down memory lane and soon realize true love may be closer than they thought. The heart of the movie centers on Jack's role with the Salvation Army, and Bella soon finds herself inspired by his devotion and passion for a life of doing the most good. So it's filled with charming original music, and its share of twists and turns. Get Him Back for Christmas demonstrates the importance of never losing sight of the ones who matter the most. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it does sound good.
Sounds like there's a lot going on in this movie.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And the Salvation Army does such good, especially at holiday time, but they do it all year long. I love that they are, that they focus on them in this movie.
And like I mentioned before, this one's directed by the guy who directed them in Mr. Manhattan. Yeah. And he also directed the Lopez movie, Once Upon a Christmas Wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked the movie Mr. Manhattan. I thought these two were really good in that movie.
What's funny is I know that they played together on a couple movies on Hallmark, and frankly, I know that I watched one, but it wasn't memorable to me.
Yeah, same. I felt, same to me, yeah.
Well, I was a little concerned about Mr. Manhattan, and so I wasn't quite sure what to expect when I watched it. I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was well done. I thought the kids did a great job. See, when the kid actors are good, it's going to be a good movie, right?
Yeah.
I think the kids did a great job. And I just really liked how they brought it together. And so because Mr. Manhattan was done so well, I have high hopes for this one as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And hopefully, well, I know we're going to hear them singing in this movie.
That'll be awesome.
So, yeah, because I know Carlos is a musician, but Alexa is a singer as well. I didn't know that, but she must be.
No, I didn't either. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. How many guitars you giving this one?
I'm giving them 5 guitars because again, star power and everything that this is about, including the Salvation Army. I've got high hopes for this.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm right there with you. Going big. 5 guitars, along with 2 guitar picks, one for Alexa and one for Carlos.
Very good. I love that. Awesome.
Yeah, and I like that this is about a songwriting.
Yeah.
And they're going to be, I guess, writing songs together because it says that there's going to be an original song in this movie. So yeah, I like movies that have music in them.
Definitely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right. Last but not least,
we
have Coupled Up for Christmas, which premieres on Sunday, December 22nd. Stars Sarah Canning and Marcus Rosner. It says 2 broken-hearted strangers pretend to be dating to win the affection of his ex and her crush. And wait, I do have a trailer for this one. Let's see.
Okay.
Here it is.
Back in Ripple Creek for Christmas.
Brett's home?
And I'm going to tell him I'm in love with him.
I'm sure he's moved on.
I came all the way up here to win back my ex-girlfriend.
You and me pretend to be a couple and make them jealous.
Boyfriend, huh?
Peter?
Lorraine? What are you doing here?
Tidings we bring.
I thought that I wanted someone who knew who I was, when really I needed someone to show me who I could be.
All right. So what do you think about these fake couple movies?
I think they can be cute. I mean, it's again very predictable what's going to happen. They're going to go for one person. They're going to end up together. That's pretty predictable. But it looks like there's some humor in this one. And
Yeah, I
I
think there is
really
going to
do
be.
love that as well. I love when they interject humor because we all need that for sure. And so I do like that. I actually met Marcus Rosner one time at the Hardy's family reunion.
Oh, you have.
He
Okay.
played Charles. You know, he
Mhm.
was definitely
Yep.
on the outs for the Hardys though,
Mhm.
because he kind of ruined things for her and Jack. But
Right.
but anyway, and Sarah Canning then played in a movie with Daniel Lissing, who of course was
Mhm.
Jack. So it all comes
Right.
full circle, right? They were in A Christmas Star a couple years ago, and I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that one. So that was actually my first experience with her. But I
Okay.
liked that movie. I thought that was a cute movie. Again,
Mhm.
it's one that I could definitely watch again.
Mhm.
And you know, I think the premise is kind of like been there, done that. You know, I
Right.
think there's a lot of movies that have been done like this. But again, I'm looking forward to the comedy because it looks like there can be some comedic elements there.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I think this is going to have a little humor in it, and like you said, I like it when these movies have some humor in them. You got
Yes.
fake dating, and you got Sarah Canning, so I'm in on this one because I like
Awesome.
her,
Good.
and I
Yeah.
like the fake dating movies, even though they are predictable. I still
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
them anyway.
Because what we like about fake movies is we know that once we see them with the person that they want, we
Mhm.
realize they shouldn't be together. They're
Yeah,
not a good fit.
yeah.
And so what's good about it, I like it when it's for both people because
Mhm,
then they find each other and they kind of lose the one that
mhm.
they thought that they should be with. And yeah, I mean it's not that I dislike it, it's just kind of a
Yeah.
something that we've seen a lot of times
Oh,
before.
yeah.
But I think by
It'll
adding the comedy to it,
Uh-huh.
it's really going to help um to do that. So
Yeah, it'll definitely be predictable,
yeah, and I
but
like Sarah
I think
Canning.
it'll be enjoyable, though.
I think so too, and I think Sarah Canning, from my experience in watching her in A
Mhm,
Christmas Star, she
mhm,
seems very authentic. It's kind of like
mhm,
how Merritt Patterson. I just think she's so authentic. Like I
mhm.
can't imagine not liking her and everything that she does.
Mhm.
You know?
I think Sarah's cute, and I think she's funny in a lot of
Mhm.
her movies.
Yeah,
She adds a humor to it.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah, yeah.
She has a and
Right,
that's the same thing with Merritt. There's like
right.
this natural way about them.
Yeah.
There's like no pretense.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think if you met her in person, I think she would be funny and amusing in person, I think.
absolutely, and she'd be
Yeah.
somebody you'd want to go have coffee with.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh,
Absolutely. Yeah. And
So
she
I
would just
think
be real. She would
yeah,
just be a real person.
I think she'll play off of Rosner's seriousness, and I think that'll be
Yes.
good
Yeah, he
match.
does look a little serious in this
Yeah,
movie. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So how many, fake couples are you
I'm
giving this one?
gonna give it a 4.
You're gonna give it a 4. I'm
I'm
right
gonna
there
give it
with
a
you. I
4.
think I'm gonna go 4 on this one
Wow,
too.
is that the only time oh no, we've had a couple 5s.
Yeah, we had a couple 5s,
We've
yeah.
had a couple 5s and this 4. The rest of the time I think we're a little different. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but I'm actually looking forward to that one.
Yeah, no, I am too. And again, December 22nd, by then I'm like, I'm all down for Christmas. Like I'm
Yeah,
ready.
uh-huh,
Right? Yeah. So that's
uh-huh.
when like let the movies begin, although we've already been watching them for 2 months, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
I know, yeah, I know, I know.
That's when we
Well,
can sit back and just enjoy the ones. Hopefully we've recorded them so we can go back
yeah,
and
catch
go
up on
over
the
them.
ones that you missed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So that is it. That wraps up the second half of the schedule. Bobby, thank you so much for taking the time and doing this with me.
Well, thank you. I've really enjoyed it. It's great. And I'm just appreciate everything the Great American Family brings this time of year.
Now, I have your social media handles on the screen, but say what they are for people who are listening and not watching.
Yes. So my IG is at Bobbi Schutte. My Facebook is Bobbi Schutte. I'm the same. I'm pretty consistent. I'm the same everywhere you go.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of
All right.
WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get.
And the podcast you mentioned earlier, the Real World podcast, people can still listen to that, right? On
They can. They can
Spotify or
still
something
listen
like
to
that?
that. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Wherever
All
you
right.
listen to your podcast, you can still see or listen to the podcast. Yeah.
All right. Well, fantastic. Well, thanks again for
Thank
being
you.
and thank you for being here, chatters. Next week, I'm going to dive into these movies and we'll get into recapping some of these.
Awesome. Sounds
Yeah.
good. Looking
Until
forward to hearing them.
until then,
Awesome. All
you
right.
keep safe Keep smiling, keep your friends close, and keep your great American family closer.
Awesome.